A, and C, and I'd like to seal the minutes of that meeting until, in the opinion of the majority of the board, the circumstances no longer apply. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. And discussion, let's roll call vote. Larry, are you okay with that?
Yep.
I'm okay.
Charlie, you okay?
Yep.
And Matt's okay, so you get 3 and a quorum. So that motion passes. So
what about me, Matt?
Oh, sorry, Lisa, didn't know you had joined.
Okay,
so.
Lisa joined. All right, Lisa.
All right. So
yeah, I was
4. All right.
So I'm an I too.
Awesome. So going to move ahead with the agenda, and it's under scheduled business, fire rescue station update.
So this is Diane. The last time I talked with Mike, which I believe was the last week sometime, he said things are just moving slowly because of the coronavirus. There's a lot of places that are just running, behind and everything, but he's still working on getting numbers.
Okay. Could we reach out to him tomorrow, Diane, and just ask him to feed us those via email rather than waiting for the meeting?
Yeah.
Just so we have them. Cool. All right. So the mailbox came up last night for a while, and I know Charlie's got some info. It turns out it's not a digging type situation with a post. It's more of a mailbox on a stand. So I know that Diane was looking into some stuff too. So Charlie, you had a quote from Gibbs, right, for $100 installed. Was that what it was?
Yeah. What happened is we got a price for $375, and I anticipated it was like a concrete post, and a granite post, and they were going to dig a hole, put it in the ground, and concrete around it. But apparently it's different than that. It's like on a sonotube with concrete, and they're going to be using more concrete. So they said they would only charge us the extra price on the concrete, which would be about $100. So instead of being $375, it would be $475. Now he was supposedly called DigSafe today. And DigSafe, you have to wait at least 3 days before you can do anything because they got to come out and check the spot. And he actually gave a completion date on it for Tuesday. If I gave him the notice now, he'd have the completion date for Tuesday. All bolted into place and working on.
Did you say the total was $475?
Yeah. It was $375. The estimate was $375, an additional $100 for the extra concrete.
I misunderstood you. Okay. Diane, were you able to find out any info today?
So I called the concrete place in Amesbury there on 110 Shays.
Yep.
And they don't have anything that's that's designed for a slab that they can just plop in. But he did have something that might work, and it's a 2x2 cover that goes on a D box, and it's 6 inches deep, thick. And in the middle of it is a 12 by 12 inch hole, trap door. He says, and I think what it is so that you can lift the cover off, so it might have a piece of rebar in it to grab onto to lift. So he said you just flip that over so that's inside, and then it'll work fine like that. That cost was $40, and they do not deliver. And the head block is 300 pounds.
I always find it funny when concrete places don't deliver. It's like, oh God. Okay. So it sounds like we have couple options. One doesn't sound like a perfect option where we'd have to get it to 8 Merrimack Road in some way. So what are people's thoughts on the $475 quote we have?
I don't have an issue with it.
I don't have a problem
What are we
with it.
paying for the post office?
We're paying $75 a half year for each one.
So $150 a year?
Yep.
For one. But we have
Right,
have
and
two
then
there.
when you think of the police and the fire, that's $300 a year, right?
Yep.
Then it makes sense
Yep.
to pay $475 to have the post put in and have the mailboxes there.
Yep, and then it's
Because
done.
after 18 months, it's paid for.
Yep.
Yep. So anybody want to make a motion?
I move to authorize Gibbs Construction to install the mailboxes at 8 Merrimack Road for the sum not to exceed $475.
I'll second that.
Charlie's the second. Discussion? All right, all in favor, Lisa?
Aye.
Larry's an
Aye.
aye. Charlie?
I'm an aye.
Charlie's
Yep.
an aye, and Matt's an aye. So there you go. We had 4 there. So, all right. Good to go. Okay. Can I put my hands in it like the Chinese movie theater, like before
Sure.
we do it? You know?
But you got to wait for it to dry
I know. That's the
after
dangerous
you put your
part.
hand in it. No, after you put your hand in, you wait for it to dry.
I know, exactly. So is Chief Alcadino here to talk about the fire department?
He may not be able to get on.
Yeah, I was texting with him earlier, so he had the number, but maybe he'll show up. If anybody texts
I know I had a very delayed reaction to when I entered in the code before it prompted me for who I was.
I had to do it 8 times, and I never got on. So, all right. But like I said, it's a free number, so it's tough to complain. Okay, transfer station. I know Pete's on. Pete, what did you have for us?
Hello. Yes, it was regarding the baler and compactor for the cardboard and the accepting of out-of-town cardboard.
Yep. So what specifically?
I believe we had talked about this before, and I thought we were going to be waiting longer to bring this up, but the stoppage of out-of-town cardboard, which, as you know, we haven't been taking it for the last couple of weeks. And it's already saving us a lot of money with that. Usually we would have had a cardboard dumpster go out last week, and we're still using that same dumpster. I believe it'll be empty tomorrow. So we're saving a lot of space by not taking the out-of-town cardboard. Saving a lot of space.
Well, you're not taking any cardboard, right now?
No, we are taking cardboard if people choose to put it in the machine themselves.
Oh, really?
But not.
That.
We are closed to out-of-town residents. Yeah, I believe we talked about this in another meeting.
I kind of like the idea of if we can do it, kind of serve yourself cardboard for the town residents. I kind of like that because I've got a ton of cardboard. I hate throwing it away. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's the board have to think about this? Kind of, do we want to keep doing what we're doing for a while longer and reevaluate, or do we want to make a final decision? What are you thinking?
Well, my feeling is we shouldn't take it from out of town.
Yeah.
At least not without a fee, because it costs us to pull it out.
Right. So, could you even place a fee on it? Would that be too complicated?
Yeah. That's what I don't know how we would base the fee,
Right.
It's bulky. It's not very heavy. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Well,
I
how
just
do we
wouldn't
pay
take it.
for it? We pay for
We
it by
pay by
weight,
weight.
right?
Yep. We have no way to weigh it.
I think the one way we could do it, Pete, is require it to be broken down, number one. And number two, however much fits into this crate, and pick a size crate, will be X dollars. And then if the out-of-towners want us to take it, they'll pay it. If not, too bad. Take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to worry about a
that.
scale or any of that. Break it down, fit it into this box. However much you can fit in this box is X dollars.
Okay.
So when you get on an airplane and they have carry-on luggage, and you have to fit your carry-on in this box, or you get charged for it. So to me, see if the board agrees. To me, this isn't really a kind of a hot item to worry about. But maybe if we want to give Pete the assignment to take a look at coming up with a box, weatherproof that can stay out there, that's kind of, not for the minutes, but I was going to say idiot-proof, but I didn't. No one heard that. So I would say a box that doesn't need a lot of instruction. So if somebody were to come up, they'd understand, you've got to fit it in here. I wouldn't worry about it right now. I think we have more fish to fry, but maybe that's something to do down the road.
That, we would be
because we already said during the pandemic we're not accepting cardboard anyways from out-of-towners.
Yeah. We're definitely not doing any cash transactions either.
So do you guys want to reevaluate at the end of the pandemic, whenever that is, but otherwise stick to doing what we're doing?
Yeah, and then just
right
have
now.
Pete work on a solution in the meantime.
All
Sound
right.
good, Pete?
My feeling is that we shouldn't be catering to other towns.
Yeah.
And having it cost us money. I mean, just don't take it.
I would tend to agree. At the end of this whole thing, maybe that's what we'll do, but let's just maybe wait it out a little longer. But and see what the numbers are, because Pete's saying his numbers are already looking good, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what the numbers are at the end of this thing. That might even sell us.
Matt, not only that, it's going to be less money for us to pay.
Yeah, right.
His numbers are, he's filling one up maybe every 2 or 3 weeks versus every week.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know his procedure, but
guessing, yeah.
I would assume that.
Yeah.
Roundabout, yeah.
All right, Pete, anything else for us?
I do believe that's it for me.
Okay, cool. Once again, thank all your folks down there. They are kind of on the front lines right now. And, I think about everybody, the first responders, and who would have thought, people working in supermarkets and pharmacies doing, solid waste and stuff are put out there on the front lines. So we appreciate what they're doing. So
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, and you're welcome. And you're allowed to drop off if you want.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Yep.
You too.
See ya. Maybe that'll free up a phone line for somebody else. You never know. All right. Is water quality issues at 4 Brookside Lane, is that something we can talk about with this crew?
You should be able to, because you've talked about it in public before.
No, what I mean is, can somebody talk to it?
Well, I can tell you don't have a choice.
Right.
This is something we need to do. You have the quote there from Comac.
Yeah, for some reason I can't get into this folder right now. I won't hold up the meeting on my computer issues, but what's the quote from Comac?
$2,250.
$2,229.
Oh, 29.
Okay. And where would this come out of? Do we have a?
I believe. I don't know. I guess Nancy, are you on the line or not?
Yes.
It's not. You are?
Yes.
So would this come out of like a transfer station thing?
No, I would think it would have to come out of general government buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't budget for this, and that's probably the proper place to come from. It can't come from transfer station because they didn't budget for it either.
Okay. Motion from anybody?
Hey, Matt, before you motion that, where does this leave us liability?
What do you mean by that, Charlie?
We're going to be putting in a water system because of our problem, right?
Because the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services has mandated it.
Right, I understand that part, but it's because of our problem. Where does this leave us liable? Do we if that system fails in 5 years or 10 years, do we replace it? I'm just asking these questions. I was just curious.
I don't think we know, and Gillespie got in touch with me this past week saying that they're going out. April is their test year, so they've already sent letters out to 2 or 3 other properties on Brookside, as well as the test wells at the transfer station. So I think, according to DES, if they find that they have the same issue, I think we're in the same boat with them as well.
Right, I would expect that, Nancy, but what I'm thinking about is, what about 5 years down the road?
We don't know. This is all new.
Charlie.
Say it again? What?
Charlie, it's just Diane.
Yep.
If New Hampshire DES mandates that we supply them with potable water, then if that system breaks, we still have to supply them with that water. So we would have to replace that system.
Okay, you're answering my question. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Great.
Hey, Matt, off
Lisa?
topic.
Yep.
Larry's still having problems getting in, and
Okay.
my concern is there may be members of the public who cannot get in, and there is nothing on our agenda that tells them how to notify us if they can't. And part of the executive order is if the public cannot get in, they have to be able to notify us, and we have to stop a meeting if the public cannot get in.
Okay. Let me do this. Diane, can you Diane doesn't have to do this. Let's kind of do a roundtable here of who's in attendance. So,
Barbara?
I know I'm here.
I'm
I
here.
know Lisa and Charlie are on, and Nancy's on. Diane's on. Who else is on?
Barbara White, I'm listening.
Okay, by Barbara. So Barbara's listening as a resident. Anybody else?
Tina was on.
Yeah, Tina was on.
Sorry, I'm
So
on mute. Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. So we do have members of the public on. So I know that the number didn't work, but if you tried a few times, it works. Does the board want to continue with the meeting with the knowledge that members of the public have been able to get in? It's just some people we're hearing from are not able to, and maybe for the next meeting we can try to work it out. What's everybody thinking?
I would agree to continue, but I would like to see us update the next agenda to have a means for them to communicate with us to let us know they cannot get in.
Okay, great.
So I did put my email address, and I did get an email from Carolyn P. saying that she couldn't get in. I just responded to her telling her to keep trying.
Okay. So at least there is the means. We don't necessarily have a correction yet, but we can work on that for next meeting. All right. We were looking for a potential motion on the 4 Brookside Lane.
I'll make the motion that we expend the $2,229 out of the account that Nancy mentioned for Brookside Lane.
I second that motion.
Lisa's a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Charlie? Lisa's an aye. So it's just three of us, right? So, so
Matt,
that's unanimous
we should ask
right
Larry
now.
if he's okay with us continuing without him, since he's one of the ones who can't get in.
Do you have him on text right now?
Yeah, he's in the group text.
Yeah. Okay. We're probably going to need him for letter E. So I'll skip E. Maybe he'll get on if he keeps trying. F is Town Hall Gale Library replacing heat and smoke detectors. Diane, do you have anything on this?
Yep, I do. So, as you know, there's some life safety issues at the Town Hall, and because we don't have a working sprinkler system, we need to remove the heat detectors in both the Gale Library and the Town Hall and replace them with smoke detectors.
Okay.
And I did get 2 quotes to have the sprinkler heads removed in the Town Hall. And basically it was like $50 difference between the 2 quotes. So right now, to replace the smoke detectors at the Town Hall, the heat detectors with smoke detectors, that's $1,565, but there's a caveat there. There are a couple of places one place here, the food pantry, that doesn't have one there at all, so that's a new installation. He wouldn't give me a price on that, what it would cost, because he has to run wires, and he didn't know what he's going to get. And the other thing is the pump house, the 2 levels there, we need heat detectors, and there's no power there either, and he wouldn't give me an estimate on that. So that $1,565 does not include those 3 new ones.
Okay. But are you going to seek out another contractor on?
He is this is the guy that has our system, does our system for us.
Yeah, right. But you said he wouldn't give you a quote?
He couldn't give me a quote or an estimate because he doesn't know how much wire he's going to need or what he's going to run into is what he's telling me.
Okay.
So as far as removing the sprinkler heads go, excuse me, I got 2 quotes from 2 different companies. The one that JM Protective Service recommended, he quoted us at $1,650. Then the other company that I called, Hampshire Fire, they quoted us at $1,700. So it's a $50 difference there.
Yeah. And
just so you know, we still have the library to do, and the library to replace the heat with smoke in there is $975.
Okay. All right. Well, get a lot of quotes here. This is the life safety stuff, though, that I'm afraid we have to do it. What's the board thinking?
Well, we have to do it.
Yep.
If the building burns down, we won't get paid if they weren't working.
Yeah. Nancy, this would be general government and buildings, right?
Yes, it would.
So how are we looking in that account?
I think right now we're okay, and we can kind of watch it toward the end of the year and see if we need to adjust, reallocate or whatever to make it work.
Okay. All right. Does somebody want to make a motion? It's a loaded motion. There's a lot of numbers there.
Go ahead.
How about it
Go ahead, Lisa.
something like
Diane's going to give us a
what
hand.
Exactly are we motioning here?
I didn't hear what Lisa said.
Hampshire Fire or Covenant
Um,
or the life safety spreadsheet?
Yeah, for the one that I would probably go with the one that's $50 less because that's the one that JM Protective Services, the guy who'll be doing the smoke detectors, he's the one that he recommends him.
So is that Hampshire Fire or Covenant?
Covenant. So
Covenant.
However you say it.
Whatever they are calling themselves. So I move to authorize Covenant to remove sprinkler heads for the sum not to exceed $1,650 to come out of general government buildings, right?
Yep. All right, Charlie was a second. All in favor? Matt's an aye.
Aye.
Lisa, you're an aye.
And I'm an aye.
Charlie's an aye. So it's easy when you have three. So that's 3 ayes, so you're good to go with that one.
Okay, so now we need to figure out what we want to do with the changing the smoke detectors in the town hall first, because that is not the actual price. So maybe not to exceed something. I don't know, maybe an extra $500 is my guess, and that's a total guess.
Yeah. What would that bring it up to?
That would bring you to, see, if you had 500, that'd be
2250.
1,565 plus 500.
So 2150?
2150.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, 2150 should do it. I hope.
How about I just accept the friendly amendment to increase the amount to 2,200?
Yep.
All right.
What did you say?
Making a motion?
I didn't get you, Lisa.
So my motion is to amend the motion to not exceed 2,200.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll keep my second there.
All right. All in favor? Charlie, you're a yay?
Yep.
Lisa's a yay?
Yep.
Matt's a yay, so there you go.
Okay, you got one more, and that would be the Gale Library, and that one is $975.
I do this as a separate motion.
Correct. I would too.
Is this same vendor, though?
Correct.
So
All right,
Lisa,
so
did you
I
want
move to authorize Covenant to do the fire safety work for a sum not to exceed $975.
Can I just an amendment that COVID only does the sprinkler head? JM Protective Service is going to do the smoke detectors.
All right, so Covenant and the other place.
Yeah, I got it for you, just so you know, okay?
And it's at the library. I didn't hear you say that. So.
Yes,
All right.
I accept that amendment.
Second.
Seconded by Charlie. All in favor? Lisa's an aye.
I'm an aye.
Charlie's an aye. Matt's an aye. We're all an aye. All right.
Okay, excellent.
So that's it for the fire protective?
I believe, yes, that is it for that part.
Okay. For item G, Nancy, did you want to talk about digitizing tax maps?
Yeah, I did a memo to the board with the reasons why I choose CAI Technologies. I've seen their software. Andrea has showed it to me because they have it in Stratum. And we've worked with this company for 15 years now, and he's really gone to bat for us, price-wise, as well as going to town meeting to help defend the Warren article, which never passed. But We have a good working relationship with them, and I'd like to stay with them. I don't know the other company, and their bid was a 3-page bid, which didn't really tell me a lot. And a project this size, I think we really need to stay with the people who know our town. And that's my recommendation, and that is the amount that we actually had on the warrant to vote to do the mapping.
Okay. And that amount was, refresh my memory?
$34,400.
Okay. And the warrant did not pass, so where is that?
That warrant passed. This year it passed.
That's what I thought. I was wondering what you were saying.
Years ago, over the 15
years ago, okay.
They came and went to town meeting to try and pass, because I've been trying to get this on the warrant so many times, and the people just wouldn't pass it. This year it did pass.
Okay, so I think we'd be breaking our own rule about these 3 bids, right?
We went out to bid, and we could only get 2.
Okay, so we do have 2 bids.
Yeah.
So you don't have to name the other bidder, but what was their price?
Their price was very low, $15,000.
15. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
But I mean, a project this size, there's a lot involved, and I just don't know what they do. I only got a 3-page bid from them. The other company submitted a whole book with all kinds of information, which I had left on the table for the board to review.
So could we do this? Could we have them come in to an upcoming meeting? Well, they wouldn't come in, right? They'd be on the phone.
Right.
But
yeah, sure.
Could they come on the phone and kind of introduce themselves and what they can do? Does the board want to do that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, because we really need to understand why there's such a huge gap difference.
Yeah, 19,000.
Right. Even I can do that math. That's
yeah, but the lowest number is not
gap.
always the best.
I agree with you, Nancy. I agree with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but we
no,
just need to do our due diligence. So.
He said he
right.
would
We need to be able to say, just because we know CAI, we need to know what makes tie and bond different, and why there's so much, why the other bid is so much less. What are they not giving us that CAI is, rather than the number of pages in the bid?
Nope, I get it. That's fine. When would you like to do that?
Maybe there's not a huge rush on this, is there?
Well, there is. Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to do it this year. He held the price for us until town meeting vote, and
so 2 weeks.
you know, What's that?
About 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll reach out to him. Yep.
Great. Sounds good. All right. Moving on to letter H, landscaping. Do we talk about landscaping every meeting?
Well, it's that time of year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So all I wanted to know on the current contract is going to expire in October. And my question to the board is, do you want to, when we go out for bid, are you looking for a 3-year bid?
I thought we were doing 2 years.
Well, you can do 3 years, right, before you have to go back out to bid?
Yeah. I don't know. What's the board think? I don't mind 3 if the price is right.
Well, I was thinking,
again, a 3-year contract, we need to have the escape clause.
And you know what to look for there, Diane, right?
Yeah. Do you want to include doing a spring cleanup at the spring and fall cleanup at the town beach?
I'd like to.
New bid?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, landscapers, if you didn't know, are essential services. So these are, our current contract and stuff, they can get to work per norm. So.
Okay. So you're good with that? I will work on getting a 3-year bid out. My request for a bid. The only other thing is, do you want to have their current company, do a spring and fall cleanup at the town beach?
You mean on the one we're currently in?
Correct, the current one.
So I think, what did you tell me last time? So the whatever it is, 2 Amesbury Road is already out. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep.
So can they just give us a quote just for that cleanup?
They did. $1,600 for spring and fall cleanup.
So both of them. What's the board think about that?
I'd like to hold off on this until we have a 5-member board.
Okay. So,
to be honest with you, Matt, and to be honest with you, I was thinking of another proposal, but I wanted to get my numbers together before I proposed it. But if she's going to send out the bids, I can't see any reason why she can't send out for bids, because it wouldn't affect it, because if I come up with an idea that the board was willing to accept, we could just refuse all the bids and do that. But I wanted to get my numbers together to make sure that I was, coming in properly.
All right, sounds good. So, Diane, go out to get the bid for the 3 years, but as far as 2020, let's wait another 2 weeks. They can do everything under the contract, but we'll add on if we need to.
Okay, so I'll put it back on for just April 21st to see if you want to get it cleaned up or not.
Yeah.
And I hadn't planned to send the bid out till probably August.
Sure, yeah.
I just wanted to get it set up, because there's a lot that I have to do prior to that.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay? So Charlie, you got plenty of time.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got plenty of time.
Good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're kind of to the end of that section. So did Chief El Cadino, was he ever able to join us?
I don't think so, and I think that's something we have to do, is to review those quotes.
So, Diane, is there a actually, maybe I can do it. Hold on. Let me check my phone here. I'm going to try to add the chief right now.
Okay.
Via my phone. So everybody stand by. All right, I'm here with Chief El Cadino. Everybody hear me okay?
I can hear you, yes.
Yes, Chief El Cadino, are you on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're up to your letter in the alphabet.
Oh, boy.
So we have fire department review quotes for new truck.
Correct. Wait. What you have, which everybody should have, is the two manufacturers. Actually, you originally have three from the three that came down and met with the fire department that was submitted for the warrant article to make an article. Forgive me, it's been a busy day today. Out of those three, the board chose the manufacturer that was bringing the most in for trade, because at the time it was only Greenwood Fire Apparatus that was going to take the 2 vehicles in trade. The other 2 manufacturers were not. The way the article was written, it opened it up that all the manufacturers knew exactly, basically, what E1 was bidding, because if you remember, the original article said E1 on it, which said the yearly payments, the cost of the truck, the trade-ins, let everything out of the bag. In doing so, Pierce came in and underbid E1. So you should have in front of you both E1, which is Greenwood Fire Apparatus, and Pierce, which is Alliance. Greenwood is the dealer, E1 is the manufacturer, Alliance is the dealer, and Pierce is the manufacturer. So Pierce actually came in with less, if I don't have my glasses, came in less on the yearly payments and came in about $10,000 to $11,000 less than what the warrant article is.
And the comparables.
The biggest difference, Charlie, warranties are the same. They're both using, again, when you let the cat out of the bag, it's easy for the underdog to bid. They're both the same engine, the same transmission, the same fire pump, the same generator. The biggest difference is Pierce has a bigger chassis and a larger differential in the rear. The truck's also shorter and not as high. The rest of it, I mean, Pierce is throwing a little extras in since the town purchased a Pierce 3 years ago or 4 years ago with the other tanker. But they want to sell the town the truck. E1 worked a lot harder with the fire department. They did more meetings with the fire department. Again, the way the warrant article was written, Pierce actually matched them and did better.
So your recommendation would be Pierce?
Well,
sounds like it.
My half, I'll be honest, at the beginning, the majority of the members are preferring Pierce. The mechanic on the fire department is preferring Pierce because of the chassis size and the differential. It's a much beefier truck than E1. I will be honest with the board. I've been saying this since I received the packets last week. In the best interest of the town, obviously the Pierce, it's less payments. It's less of a no. But I feel bad for the salesman for E1, Greenwood Fire Apparatus, because the guy did all the legwork. And again, the way the warrant article was written, it let the underdog come in and outbid him.
You didn't answer my question.
Well, Charlie, I have to go. The majority of the members all want Pierce. Okay? In the best, again, it's less money. They're the same truck. They're the same truck at the end of the day, except Pierce has a bigger chassis and a bigger suspension, you could say.
So that's the
and
better
it's less
truck.
money.
But that's
you
the
know
better
what I mean?
truck. Yeah.
Like I said, I feel bad at the way, and again, it's my personal opinion. I feel bad. I mean, I've been doing this since '95. I've purchased many fire trucks in Marine. We bought almost a $300,000 fireboat. This was just the way the warrant article was written. And my liaison knew I expressed my concerns with the liaison prior to when the warrant article was written, on how it was written, that I could foresee the future coming. Like I said, if you have to go by a businessman, obviously the less payments, the less bond for an equivalent truck, which would be the Pierce and the Alliance. I mean, my personal opinion is my personal opinion that the way, again, one's got to get the contract, one's not.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Charlie.
Unfortunately, I believe that since the warrant article specified that it was a specific fire truck, that we are not legally allowed to go with a different one. If we wanted to go with a different one, we would actually need a new warrant article. So I would suggest that we actually run it by DRA before we make a decision.
Well, that was my argument at the beginning, was because the warrant article specifically said a manufacturer. Then at the deliberative session, the manufacturer was taken out of it, and what was voted on by the voters was just the amount, not the truck. So So technically, there is no warrant article that says what manufacturer the town has to purchase. What I'm saying is what it did was the way it was worded originally, let every truck manufacturer know this is what's being proposed. This is their amounts, undercut it for the same truck. I mean, that's why the trucks are close to the same. Is because, like Ford, you buy a Ford Explorer, well, there's only one Ford Explorer out there. So everybody, they all bid on the same thing. But there is no specific manufacturer in the warrant article. So in my opinion, the board can vote to purchase whatever truck they want, with the exception of going over on the $649,000 and the $46,000 a year for 10 years. But threw everything for a loop with these manufacturers, again, was not only the warrant article, was the last-minute changes of redoing bids, contracts, specs to include the escape clause in it. That threw everybody for a loop, and that's for me to discuss with the board at another date.
So I think that probably clears it up, because I remember that change. Do you remember that now, Lisa?
Right.
That we had to change.
Yeah, but we don't need an escape clause because we've been authorized to do this by the voters. So an escape clause is not needed for the fire truck.
Well,
it'd be nice.
The warrant article specifically has written in it that this purchase includes an escape clause. I made sure the dealers put it in because the original quotes that we worked with all the manufacturers, we were putting in, I believe, $50,000 because we were going to take the $50,000 out of capital reserve so we could lower the amount, and then we couldn't do that because we put the escape clause in. And then about 4 hours before the Selectmen's meeting to vote to bring the truck onto the warrant, I had to contact manufacturers and tell them, you guys have to change this to include an escape clause. But the warrant article clearly states that this purchase has an escape clause in it. And if
that's a good thing.
And if you read the paperwork, both manufacturers have it on their breakdowns that there is an escape clause. So I'll leave.
Yeah, but
like I said,
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
John, can't we turn around and rewrite the escape clause?
No, it's if the board wants to do that, I'll put the board, no disrespect to the board. I've had these guys, these two manufacturers, constantly changing it. I don't think the board can do that because the warrant article that the voters voted on clearly states, I think it's the last line, says that this purchase will have an escape clause in it.
It says the agreement does contain an escape clause because it was referring to a specific agreement.
Correct. So both of these manufacturers have an escape clause in it per the warrant article. I mean, these guys do this for a living. We're small little potato. One sells fire trucks.
I'm just saying that even though there is an escape clause, we don't need it, is all I'm saying. The fact that it's in there, we're not going to be escaping because the warrant article was approved. It means we can enter into this for 10 years, and we don't have to say 2 years later, no, we can't do this anymore. We've already been authorized to do it for the full 10 years.
With all due respect, the reason we had to have them redo it and take out the capital reserve, if I remember correctly, was because the board wanted an escape clause. If you look at the original paperwork that I submitted, the numbers were totally different. All the numbers said the same thing, with a $50,000 down payment. This is the price of the truck. And then I was told, no, you can't. We're putting an escape clause in. To use capital reserve, you have to have a special town meeting to vote to use the capital reserve.
Yep.
So it was too short a time. And that was my argument for the past 3 months. And I said
Can I ask a question? Why do we have an issue here? I don't think this is a big deal. It has an escape clause that's extra protection. If it's compliant with the warrant article, great. Let's move on. Is everybody in agreement?
I'm fine with it. What I'm saying, Matt, Mr. Chair, we can't go back now. Let's move forward. It's water under the bridge. The next chief or the next board of selectmen, when they buy their next truck, that's for them to decide. Right now, the board has two things that we have to expedite to get this going in case the manufacturer does have to shut down, because you have some documentation there that's non-public. Please do not share it, saying about price increases
You're sharing
and everything
with
else.
it. You're sharing now because you're saying it in public.
No. What I'm saying is every manufacturer has a price increase. I'm not saying when the price increase is coming, and I didn't say what the price increase was. But I've said it in a public meeting before. All manufacturers have a price increase coming in the future. I just need the board to make a decision on which truck and authorize the chairman to sign.
So,
now, you've already
what do you guys think?
told us which one you want, correct? Which one you think is the better truck that fits within the price range, correct?
Yep, the Pierce. Right.
So let's not rehash that. So I think I understand where the chief's coming from here, but it sounds like based on the information I've heard, Pierce would be the best choice. Yep. So does anybody want to make a motion along those lines?
I move to authorize the purchase of the Pierce truck as specified by the fire chief or the bid, not to exceed $649,000.
Second.
Okay, Larry beat everybody. He's the second. So all in favor, we're going to go around the horn. So Larry, you're an aye?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's an aye, so you get 4 there. And the chair will sign, and I'll sign it for real if I need to with a pen. We'll just have to arrange it. So.
So does
No-
it
no
still have
problem.
the escape clause?
It doesn't matter. If it's in there, that's fine.
Well,
all
DRA
good.
said you have to have it. If you change it, you're going to lose your article. They'll
Right,
throw
but
it
the
out.
chief
So we're not
already
going to
says
change
it's
it.
in there,
Let's not
so
go
we're
there.
fine.
Hold on. Time out, everybody.
I'm asking.
Time out.
I'm just asking.
Time out. Everybody, time out. Let's move on. I don't want to go through another 20 minutes on escape clauses. So we have what we need. We're in compliance with the warrant article. So, Chief, do you have anything else for us?
I have the two. Nothing on the truck. Thank you. The two requisitions, and I'm not sure if Diane was able to get it in short time. The repairs of engine 1.
Yes, I did. It's out there.
Okay. I don't know what the board wants. If the board wants to deal with the requisitions or the repair of engine 1 first.
Let's go with requisitions first.
Okay. There are two requisitions in front of the board. One is for you have the quote. There are X-struts, what they are rescue stabilizers for MVAs. We've tried to purchase them for the past few years, but unfortunately things have come up and we haven't had the funds. So we're respectfully asking for the board to approve that. And the other item is from IPS. It's a Mass State bid. Several years ago, if the board remembers, we had an issue with hoses bursting. This is just part of replacing the large diameter hose, the big hose on the truck. So one requisition's for $34.18. We do have the money in the budget. The other one is for $61.99. We do have the money in the budget.
And we are talking about in the fire department budget, correct?
Yes, ma'am. On the equipment.
All right, then I would move to authorize purchase order number 2020-10 for the amount of $6,199 fire apparatus repairs.
I'll second it.
Okay, Larry won that race. So all in favor, Charlie?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's and I, so you get 4 there for that one. Lisa, you want to do the other?
Yep, I move to authorize the requisition for the amount of $3,418 for fire apparatus repair.
No, it's rescue jacks.
Or what is it again?
That's throwing me for a loop.
Rescue
throwing me
jack.
for a loop is, we haven't done the vehicle repair yet. One is the hoses, which was the first one was approved, and the second one is the rescue jacks.
Okay, so I will accept that amendment. So the sum of $3,418 for the rescue vacs to come out of the fire department budget.
Second.
Hold on 1 second. I think that's incorrect. So the strut thing is $6,199, and that
we did
that. No, the struts.
Yes.
The struts are $3,418. The hoses.
Okay. The hoses.
Yep, the hoses and the valve. So that's technically two different budgets. The valve is coming out of repairs. The hose comes out of the other thing. That's the $61.99.
Okay. All right.
But that's all out of fire department budget, just different line items within it, correct?
Yes.
All right.
All right. So that
no
first
problem.
motion still stands. So 6199. It's for hoses.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Okay, Charlie, are you still a second?
Yep.
Okay, great. So we're going to go around the horn. All in favor, Charlie?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's an aye, so you get 4 there. That carries. Okay, Chief, going down the list, what's your next one?
The next one's the big one. Hopefully everybody's sitting down and they've had their coffee. Engine 1, which is the second newest truck the town owns. It's the 1999. It's the frontline truck, main one that goes to all the fires until new Pierce comes in. It went down for its routine service they do the entire chassis, etc., and the pump. So the truck is safe, for one, and two, that the truck will pass its pump inspection. You have in front of you a hefty amount. The total that I had was close to $17,000. I don't have the revised section. I believe Diane might have it. I think you're down to like $16,000 now to have the truck repaired.
The total cost right now is $16,348.25.
And that is, there's only one thing. If you have the breakdown, if you look at number 160, which says the plate light is not working, that is just time and materials. So the board can make a cap if an extra couple $100 to what Diane just said on a number. There is money in the budget. I'll be honest, I didn't think this one was going to cost this much to fix, to be able to get it back in service.
Is that the only company that services these engines? Is there any other company out there that you can use for comparison?
No. Unfortunately, there is not too many. To work on the pump, you need to be NFPA certified. There is not too many NFPA certified companies. We use, and the department has always used, Greenwood Fire Apparatus or the Lakes region. I will be coming in front of the board as soon as this truck comes back to get, I think, $13,000 approved for the tanker to go up to the Lakes region and get done. There is some stuff. I mean, they will not release the truck unless the brakes are fixed on the truck. And then it'll be the same thing we'll have to sign. The board will have to sign to take all responsibility, and they'll deliver the truck back. And then the truck will be out of service. The truck will come back to Newton and not be able to be used until we find somebody that's certified to do the repairs.
So, the inevitable question about the budget for something like this.
We were fortunate, Mr. Chair, that the new budget passed and we added $20,000 extra. I did not expect between this truck and Tank 5. You're looking. I'm tired. You're looking at about $26,000 just in 2 trucks for repairs. So I'm very grateful that the warrant article passed, or the tanker wouldn't be getting fixed.
Yeah. So in a sense, the people have spoken and told us they support this sort of repair.
Yeah.
In a sense.
No, I agree with you. If you remember, Mr. Chair, I've said this for years. Just putting Band-Aids on these old trucks. This is. I was shocked to receive this today. I hit the floor.
Yeah. Unfortunately, those who have we've all been around doing this a while, these trucks are never cheap.
Just real quick, I was just looking back at my additions and stuff and where I checked things off on this. I'm $20 shy. I mixed up the second and third thing on the top of the list. Brake specialist evaluation, that needs to be done. It's the spring
right.
Specialist thing that doesn't have to be done. Okay, so $20 too short, my number that I gave you.
Can we pass the hat for the $20?
I'll put it in.
But
Awesome.
But again, I don't want to go short like it happened once before. Number 160 has T&M there. That's time and material. So if the board hypothetically says not to go over 16,000, that won't get done.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. If the board can give a little buffer, they're not going to know what the buffer is. They're just going to get told, hey, this is the max. This is the least. Just fix it. Just do it for an hour. It's a plate light. I cannot see it costing that much money to fix a plate light.
All right. Anybody want to make a motion here?
Just 1 second, and I will. Chief, what do you think would be a sufficient buffer for item 160?
They get 100. I believe they get 150 an hour. So a plate light is probably $20 to $50. So I'd say $200, and that's it. I would. I mean, they're the ones that quoted. I would stand fast at $150 to $200 more than what Diane said, and that's it. Fix the truck for that. I won't tell them they didn't win the bid. I'll give that a couple of days, but I won't tell them they didn't win the bid because they might kick the truck out.
Okay, so Diane, you said the amount was $16,348 or $16,368?
Add $16,368 because I forgot an extra $20 some odd dollars. So.
Okay, so I move to authorize Greenwood to repair engine 1 per quote for a not to exceed $16,568.25. That's the $200 buffer.
Second.
Could have probably.
All right.
Okay. All right. Charlie seconded.
All right. Charlie was the second. We're going to go around the horn here. Larry?
That's going to kill me, but yeah.
Yeah. So, Lisa?
Yeah, aye.
She's an aye. Charlie?
Aye.
Matt's an aye. It's killing me too, but the budget exists because the people put it there. So, all right. So that passes unanimously.
One other quick thing for the board. We're still on truck repairs. I came in front of the board with the new 2020 budget. The Tank 5 and Rescue 6. Rescue 6 needed like $7,000 of repairs for suspension. That is one manufacturer. I know Lisa brought up earlier somebody else. I would think it'd be in the best interest to get a third party to review those springs. We'll review the write-up of the truck because that's the next one to go get fixed. I just want to pass it by the board because the board originally voted to have the truck fixed, and I believe it was $6,500. I don't want to go against the board's decision to have it fixed and get a third party to check it. I'd like to take it, if possible, to somebody in town that does trucks, that does inspection stickers, and see if the truck actually needs the $6,000 worth of work.
I'd say go ahead.
I agree with that.
The board just voted to trade this truck in. So if the board didn't vote to trade the truck in, then I would have I'm trying to save $6,000.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and I think you get the board agreeing with you, Chief.
Well, is the board take a vote? Because they voted to fix it. So does the board have to take another vote to authorize to get a second?
So we voted to fix it, but I think we're empowering you to take it for the second opinion, and if you need to come back to us because you feel the second opinion was worthwhile, come back to us. But I think the board respects your doing a little extra due diligence, but the board also supports if you need to get it fixed. I think that's what we're saying.
Consider it done.
Thank you.
I thank you for voting tonight.
All right, no problem. So, Larry, you had something on there about COVID-19 payments.
What do you mean?
It says, letter E, COVID-19 compensation for affected employees. Is that yours?
That's
No,
not mine, no.
that is the board. Remember when you decided back when COVID-19 started happening, you were going to revisit whether or not you're going to compensate employees affected by this in a public setting.
Yes. So here's what I would say. We've been provided some info from the bookkeeper, which we reviewed tonight per employee. That's why we did it in non-public. And we're requesting the bookkeeper to give us additional info. So this agenda item will be on an upcoming public again, but that's all we have to fill in tonight. So
yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go down. I think we're to the end now. So other business. I just want to throw this out there, and I'm praying to God that this is true, but the dump is closed on Easter, right? We don't have to debate closing the dump on Easter, right? That's a done deal?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Because I pledged I would resign if we had to have that discussion again. So
no, last year's motion was until the board decided otherwise, which made it ongoing, recurring,
exactly.
never to be voted again unless we decide to be open on Easter.
Awesome. So everybody out there knows the transfer station will not be open on Sunday, and that is because of the holiday for no other reason. And I would encourage all town residents, when they go to the transfer station, stay 6 feet away from all the workers there, but please thank them, because they are frontline workers that haven't complained at all about the fact that we consider them public safety, right? Making sure your trash goes to the transfer station, gets hauled away is part of public health, public safety, and those gentlemen are out there working normal hours. We haven't closed or had to reduce or anything over there, so please do what you can to show them your appreciation. So, manifests. Does somebody have those handy?
Yes, I move to sign the vendor manifest for the sum of $6,733.
second.
Must be no school payment.
No, that's a different. That's
sorry.
one.
Sorry.
We have two. That was
right,
the cable.
Okay. Let's go around the horn. Larry?
Aye.
Larry's an aye. Charlie?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's an aye, so that's unanimous. Next one, Lisa?
I move to sign the vendor manifest for the sum of $72,959.68.
Second.
All right, Larry,
And you are correct. There is no school payment in that one.
I'm shocked. Okay. So going around, Larry?
Aye.
Larry's an aye. Charlie?
Aye.
Charlie's an aye. Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's an aye, so that's unanimous.
All right.
Next.
And I will be signing them electronically.
Yes. Okay, great. All right. Do we have any requisitions?
You did those already.
Okay, thought so. Any appointments this week?
Yeah, you have two.
Okay. Somebody have those handy. I'm working in the dark here. My computer's not working.
I don't see. Hold on one second. All right. I move to sign the appointment for Mary Ann Pelletier as an alternate library trustee, term to expire on March 31, 2021.
Second.
Larry's the second. All right. Let's go around. Larry, you're an aye?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
And Matt's and I, unanimous.
All right, I
Okay.
move to sign appointment for Betty Buffano as an alternate library trustee, term to expire on March 31, 2021.
Second.
Get a second by Larry. Going around the horn, Charlie?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
Lisa?
Aye.
Matt's and I, unanimous. All right.
That's all the appointments.
Any others? Perfect.
One second. Can I ask if Carol McTeague is on the line?
Can you
Carolyn,
what?
are you there? Carolyn McTeague? Or Brookside Lane? I see her listed here, so I wanted to know she was on the call. Okay. All right.
She might be on mute or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do we have any announcements?
No. The only other thing you have
Okay.
left is your minutes from April 3rd, public and non-public.
Perfect. Can I get somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes as listed on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All right, let's go around. Lisa?
Aye.
Larry?
Aye.
Charlie?
Aye.
Matt's and I, that's unanimous. How about just placeholder here, reviewing? Anybody have any non-public session minutes they want to unseal? I don't think so, but speak
Not at
now
this
or
time.
forever hold your peace. Okay. All right. Anything else to
I
come
move
before
to
the board?
adjourn at 8:53.
Second.
Okay. Is there a second? Charlie,
I did it.
second. It's a free-for-all. Throw it up in the air. Everybody in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everybody, and we'll be having a COVID call tomorrow night. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to that one. So everybody stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Fast lane.
Good
Good night. Thank you.